Welcome to Football Scientific. Today, me and Tyler Tiger are going to go through some brush up, some NFL notes and some CFL notes as we get ready for the wild card weekend to start tomorrow for the NFL playoffs. Should be a pretty fun time. Tomorrow morning we'll have our betting guide and predictions, and probably in long form and short form. And then on TikTok we'll have our scouting reports for both of those games tomorrow. Both NFC playoff games, wild card type games, okay? So we'll have a full analysis there. Today we're going to go through some odds and ends. Just a few things happened along the way that seemed interesting. I have written some articles recently published this morning, FOOTBALLanalysis1.com. We had a breakdown of the top 25 players in the wild card round, so check that out. And then, boom, football now, or CFLnewshub.com. Check out my article about the recent roster move by Hamilton Ticats, and also on UFLnewshub.com. I haven't written anything there recently, but next week we're looking at the draft outcomes of the quarterback draft and local player allocation draft for the UFL teams as we get that fired up. As the NFL season comes to the end, we got the UFL, NAL, and IFL firing up. Not in that order. You go NAL, IFL, UFL, and then CFL will merge in from there, so it'll be pretty fun. So it's always good to talk about alternative football. I don't know if a lot of you are feeling it. We have a lot of subscribers we picked up during the NFL season, but the alternative football is really a lot more fun than NFL football for the most part. Things get crazy, which is pretty cool. NFL tends to be pretty stable, okay? But basically, the alternative football leagues are like college football, except simpler to keep track of, pretty much, okay? It's unstable, but not crazy like real college football. College football is crazy right now with all the moves and rosters and NIL and transfers and everything. It's crazy. I am joined by I'm the football professor, professor of football science, Aaron Sauter. In case you don't know who I am, writer for FOOTBALLanalysis1.com, CFLnewshub.com, and UFLnewshub.com. I am joined by my guest host, Tyler the Tiger. Tyler the Tiger here, ready to go? Raring to go. Ready to go. We're going to talk about NFL and UFL and IFL and CFL news, and it should be a wonderful time had by all. Had by all. You know what, Professor? You look tired and unfocused. Do I look tired and unfocused? You do. You know what would help? What would help? W energy. W energy. W energy. W energy. I said W energy. Quit repeating what I'm saying. No one wants to watch that. It's lame. Okay, but do you have any W energy? I do. I have the rest of the cup from this morning. We did an episode earlier today. There's a W energy. Wow, there's not that much left. No, there's not. Let me pop it open and take a sip. Okay, here we go. W energy down the hatch. Wow, that is that Japanese yuzu, and it is fire. That's a great drink there. Okay, thanks, Tyler Tiger. You're welcome. Let's get ready to break it down. Break it down. Raring to go. Break it down. Okay, that was a little over the top, but I understood what was happening there, I guess. All right, in NFL, since this morning, Miami Dolphins hired a GM, the now former Packers Vice President of Player Personnel, John Eric Sullivan, is now the general manager of the Dolphins. So I guess they're going to hire a coach next and stuff. The only team without a GM is the Atlanta Falcons. So if you want to apply for a GM job, I'll take the GM job for the Falcons. We live down the road an hour and a half or so. I'll take it. Well, look at my plan on TikTok where I turned around the Cleveland Browns in 1 year. And I got one ready for turn around the Las Vegas Raiders. All this a lot more complicated than the Browns ones. I'll start putting that together either this weekend or next week on TikTok. But, I mean, I'm qualified to do the GM job for the Falcons. I'm not the mainstream guy, but mainstream hasn't been working out for Atlanta, you know. Maybe we got to get a little crazy. Maybe I got to get the professor of football science out there. Me and Tyler Tiger will run the show, and we'll get the Atlanta Falcons to the Super Bowl this year, guaranteed. Okay, we haven't put that plan together yet, though, but we're going to. A surprising outcome, Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Shambliss. Lane Kiffin and him had been going back and forth in the media about Trinidad Shambliss was going to transfer to LSU, blah, 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 but they wasn't going to transfer to LSU. He's going to stay at Ole Miss, but it doesn't matter because his request for a 6th year of college eligibility has been denied by the NCAA. So it doesn't matter where he wants to play. Ole Miss can still appeal the decision, but it's likely it will not be granted. So I guess he'll end up moving on to the draft, it feels like. If he's even a pro-level quarterback, honestly. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they completed an interview, a virtual interview with former Titans head coach Brian Callahan for their OC position. Feel free to do that, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I hope they don't win another NFC South championship. LA Chargers, they have listed running back Omarion Hampton as questionable versus the Patriots on Sunday. He'll probably play some. I don't have him as one of the top 25 most important players in the wild card weekend. I think he's going to go through Justin Herbert. Omarion Hampton's been solid but injury prone. And he's injured right now, it sounds like. So, I mean, I wouldn't count on that guy. Especially about the Chargers in the cold weather. You know, he's going to pull something, man. Boom. Baltimore Ravens have completed an interview with Clint Kubiak for their head coach position. He's the offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks right now. Atlanta Falcons, they have completed an interview with Josh Williams for president of football operation position. It's probably going to Matt Ryan, but they're doing some other interviews. The Rooney Rule. Kansas City Chiefs defensive line coach Joe Cullen is interviewed for the Washington Commanders defensive coordinator job. That's interesting, isn't it? Okay. The Baltimore Ravens, they interviewed today Kevin Stefanski, former Browns coach, for their head coaching position. That'd be a weird move. He got fired from Cleveland for not winning enough, and then to go to Baltimore and win. That'd be crazy. I think he's a recycled guy, and I would not continue with Kevin Stefanski. But I guess we're giving him a look, you know. Green Bay Packers, I kicked the table a second ago there. I hope you didn't notice. Green Bay Packers wide receiver Dontravian Wicks has been declared to be out. He's going to be out against Chicago. So they're going to be down another receiver pretty much. Okay. It probably says determined as undeemed or something, you know. Washington Commanders, big deal here. Recent news tonight, before I started making the video, Washington Commanders named their quarterback coach David Blough as their new OC, which that's pretty big for David Blough. Back in the old days when I lived in Indiana, we would go watch the Purdue Boilermakers all the time. And for like 3 years, David Blough, maybe 2 years, David Blough was the quarterback of the Purdue Boilermakers. He was never that great, really. He was solid, but not that great. And I always called him David Blough. So, I think it's B-L-O-U-G-H. It could be Blough. But what do I know? I'm here making football scientific videos, and he's the offensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders. David Blough. Okay. All right. Next, in the UFL, it's been official that Ted Ginn Jr. and the Columbus Aviators will get the advantage of getting the Michigan Panthers, allocated. The roster of Michigan Panthers allocated to them for the ahead of the UFL draft, meaning they'll get to have 12 players from that roster if they're interested in playing the UFL still. St. Louis Battlehawks. And they were pretty good. You know, they won the what did happen? They won the USFL division last year, so they're pretty good. St. Louis Battlehawks. Todd Washington will become the St. Louis Battlehawks' new offensive line coach. So that's good for them. And in the CFL, this is my odds and ends. Toronto Argonauts have released American running back Mayan Williams after one season, so I guess he didn't make the cut for Toronto. They had the coaching staff, and they're like, bro, we're going to move on from you. We're not a fan. Ottawa Red Blacks have re-signed Michael Wakefield, American defensive lineman, for a 1-year extension, so that's good for him with the Red Blacks. Saskatchewan Rough Riders have named Josh Bell as defense coordinator for the 2026 staff, so that'll be their DC as they try to defend their Grey Cup championship. And then Calgary Stampeders today signed American defensive back Corey Coley. So that is the update. Right now, the college football playoffs, semifinals are going on. You should check out, that was weird. You should check out our scouting report on TikTok for that. We predicted IU wins 28-24 and gave the reasons why. And they're winning right now, 14-7. So that's good. And they've won the turnover battle so far. That's part of the strategy you got to use to win. So tomorrow we'll talk about the NFL playoffs and the wild card weekend. And like I said, you can check out our articles on FOOTBALLanalysis1.com and get basically a big preview of that. And then also CFLnewshub.com, get some Hamilton Tirecats info. And then UFLnewshub.com will kind of pick up on Monday, I think. So that'll be more fun. All right, that is Football Scientific for tonight. On a Friday night, we're going to close this portal now. And make sure you like the video, subscribe, and share. We've recently had some new additions to our subscribers, and we've like doubled our subscribers on TikTok. So things are blowing up, man. Finally, kind of picking up some momentum. We're just gonna keep doing what we do, though. And like I said, we'll have our betting guide and predictions tomorrow for these playoff games in the NFL, and we'll have our TikTok scouting report. So check it all out. Football Scientific. Let's close that portal now. Boop, 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 boop.